Welcome to the So Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, along with my amazing co-host,
Cheri Martin, and we are the WCN Interactive Team, marketing and social media strategists, helping you
to dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
Yes, for that growth, prosperity, and success. And each Wednesday at 12 noon right here on TalkNetworkRadio.com, we're here to share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so you can have more fun.
And my favorite, more profits.
And we want to invite everyone to connect with us on Facebook today at So Social Radio Show, because we've got a top pin post there with our amazing guest, Nancy Hone, who's here in the studio with us all the way from Orlando. So Nancy, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to the show.
This show is going to be phenomenal. We've got some exciting news to share about Nancy and what she's up to these days and our new sponsor and all that fun stuff. But we do want to remind you that you can always, if you have any questions throughout the show, just go to So Social Radio Show right on Facebook. There is a top pinned post, and you can put any questions or comments that you desire. Keep them clean right there on our top pinned post. And if there's questions, we'll do our best to get those right over here to our guest Nancy today, so that she can answer those for you. And again, that's on Facebook. So Social Radio Show. And while you're there, make sure you give us a like, and also let us know what topics you would like to hear a conversation on. Is there a specific social channel that you're challenged with? Is there some other online marketing tool? We have some phenomenal guests lined up over the next few months, and we're starting to even book now for the first of the year because of you, our audience. We want to make sure that to keep you listening, we're keeping on top of the topics that you want to know more about. So, but before we do get on with today's show, we do want to definitely thank our partners and sponsors. Richard?
Most definitely. And first is Constant Contact. They are an award-winning company empowering businesses and nonprofits to grow and succeed through email marketing. You can be a marketer with one toolkit, one click. And just as a tip, email converts better to revenue than anything out on the internet, period, point blank. And Everything Brevard. Everything Brevard is a Brevard County, Florida-based online newspaper, and Tracy Strotter does a wonderful job of keeping us up to date with all the things that are happening in, around, and about Brevard County. So go to everythingbrevard.com and check it out.
And we also want to introduce our newest sponsor, and we're going to learn more about this sponsor here today with our guest, Nancy Hone, and that is Toastmasters International. Toastmasters, I'm sure many of you have heard of them. Maybe you are a member or in one of the events, but it's a world leader in communication and leadership development. Nancy's local, or I don't really know if it's a local chapter, but they have a website that you can actually find out more information on. It's Toastmasters, D as in David, 84.org. And we'll learn more again from Nancy today about Toastmasters and why she's so active in it and where it's taken her, right? But I do want to do an official introduction of Nancy, which, I mean, she's a busy lady. Definitely a busy lady.
Very.
But we're honored to call her a friend as well. And we have her lovely
Absolutely.
husband in the studio with us today, too, Mr. Scott Hone. So I'm going to do a shout out to Scott and just let everyone know that, what a team. But Nancy is currently the district director for Toastmasters International District 84, which encompasses Central to North Florida and about 4,000 members in over 200 clubs. The district director is responsible for the financial well-being of the district, as well as leading a team of over 70 volunteers to ensure the member of Toastmasters receive a quality experience in the clubs that they join. Nancy is also, as if that's not enough.
That's a volunteer position, by the way.
Yes, which encompasses about, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
It's another full-time job, yes.
Well, when she has this other time, then when she's not doing Toastmasters, she's also the director for community development for the Lake Nona Regional Chamber of Commerce, serving all Lake Nona and surrounding areas. Her responsibilities encompass growing a quality organization to assist the business community to be successful, managing and creating member benefits, improving member retention rates, and developing expanded networking opportunities for the international business community of Lake Nona. Now, as a public speaker and nonprofit organization leader, Nancy has served Toastmasters International District 84 in numerous leadership positions, including conference chair, club extension chair, public relations manager, division governor, and lieutenant governor marketing. She's currently finishing her term as program quality director, and in
just
May,
finished that.
just
Yeah,
finished
I
it.
just started
All right.
this one. Yeah.
So her new position is District 84 director, as we just said when we introduced her, leading a management team of 80 leaders for the nearly 4,000 members in 200 clubs. So Nancy has earned the organization's highest designation of Distinguished Toastmaster. So she now has the privilege of putting the DTM behind her name. So
Just as
congratulations.
we were saying earlier, sometimes that stands for don't time me.
I like that. I like that. Well, congratulations on everything that's been happening with you this past few months with
Thank
all the
you.
exciting things.
A lot of exciting things going on.
And again, we are very happy to have you here. We want to welcome you to the So Social Radio Show.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
Great to be here.
Oh, exactly. We also want to welcome Toastmasters International as our newest sponsor of the So Social Radio Show, too. Feeling honored today.
Thank you. Thank you. We're honored to be sponsors and to be able to spread the word about, I think, the best kept secret.
Totally. I've attended a few. I was, had a few friends that invited me to visit Toastmasters over the last few years, and I've had the pleasure of attending them, and they're great. The meetings are amazing. Even as a visitor, you learn so much. Just was not a good timing for me to join at the time, but I keep getting invited back. And
I wonder by who.
Well, and we can.
Well, I'm sure you know them all, even if it's not you.
We can always enhance and improve on our speaking. You never should quit learning.
Right. And that's one thing about Toastmasters is it's an ongoing experience. Mm-hmm. So even though you earn your DTM or, the highest educational award, you just start over again. And then you work on the basics. You start from the basics again, and you keep fine tuning and you keep learning and you keep improving.
It's amazing how just practicing does things for us.
Yes, definitely.
Well, to kind of start introducing what Toastmasters is all about. I guess I never went to Toastmasters when I was first starting in business because I really had the impression that Toastmasters was only for those that wanted to be public speakers. And back in 1998, when we first started our company, that was not my intention. I've changed over the years, and I've enrolled in a number of speaking courses and have a few certifications under my belt, but I do know that Toastmasters is much, much more than that.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, it's good in all walks of life. And quite the contrary, there's probably more people that are not wanting to be public speakers that are members of Toastmasters than those that want to be public speakers. So two of the different things that are included in some of the benefits that you get from Toastmasters, like I said, it's good in all walks of life. So your career, you can develop your presentations, and it's always a good bomb shelter, we always say, when you're needing to do a presentation in public or at your organization for business or anything like that. You have the chance to practice it and get feedback before you actually go live with it somewhere. So that's what's very good about Toastmasters and having the club, so that you can get that feedback before you actually go live with it. You can improve your employee evaluations, because evaluations are a part of Toastmasters. So every time there's a speaker, there's an evaluator, and they give feedback. So you learn how to give effective evaluations, and that can help with employees or in your work life as well. You're become a better listener just because of some of the other functions that you serve in a club meeting. So listening skills are also improved. And then family life, just being able to impromptu speak, which is the table topics portion of a Toastmaster meeting, and just answering questions, or, when you're put on the spot somewhere, gives you much more effective communication skills that way. And then also being on TV or radio. Imagine that.
Oh, trust me, the first time I was on radio as a guest, that was an internet radio station, and then on to some other local AM stations and such, and then actually having my own radio show. I love that our producer, Jeff Heiser here, gives me great feedback and has helped me to improve and enhance. And I am a fast talker. I get excited. So I have to really, watch that
Think
level
about your
and
pace,
pace, as well as the tonality of my voice. And so I look at all of this as really helping with your communication skills, as in not just speaking publicly, but as you said, all those other components and that we all have in our daily lives.
Right. It's very, very helpful, very effective. So that's why I encourage anybody that even is just wanting to be a better communicator in their family, or being able to come out and be more social, just, the stay-at-home mom that doesn't get enough adult time. It's a great place for them to come out and just, get some social time and adult time.
Great stuff. And like I said, they're always so open and inviting when you attend one as a guest. So it is fun. And I've witnessed a very good friend of mine, and I know you know her as well. I'll give a shout out to Tina Smith. She dove into Toastmasters, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, and I just have seen her growth. It's exponential.
And that's
awesome.
That's the rewarding thing about being involved, especially in district leadership, is the growth that you see in people. I've seen so many people come into Toastmasters just scared to death. In fact, in our own club, we have a real success story with a girl who took a job as a public relations director for the Orlando Rescue Mission. And then she found out that she was going to be on radio shows, and she was going to be on TV, and she was going to have to do presentations out to the public, and she had no idea, and she was scared to death. And she came to our club, and I think about after 3 or 4 speeches, you could just see her starting to blossom. And after about 6 months in the club, she was on a TV show, and she did an interview, and she just nailed it. She was beautiful.
Wow.
So that was one of our big success stories that we always tell, because she was just phenomenal.
I love to hear that.
What's involved in getting started with Toastmasters? I actually know I have to have a desire, but when I do that, if I go visit a club or if I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah, first of all, we always encourage people to visit at least 3 clubs, because every club has their own personality, their own goals. Some are more for those professional public speakers. Some are more formal. Some are evening clubs. Some are morning clubs. We have lunch clubs. So there's all different times that you can go. So it makes it very, very flexible. But the first thing is to just go visit 2 or 3 clubs and see what the meetings are about, see how a meeting is run. Typically, there's 3 pillars to every Toastmaster meeting. There's the speaking portion of the meeting, so you typically have 2 or 3 speakers. And then you have the table topics portion, which is for impromptu speaking skills. And then you have the evaluation portion, which is where the speakers get feedback. So and you're welcome to visit any club 3 times before you join. So you have that option to just get a feel for what it's like, and you'll know if it's right for you.
Great idea. Well, I know that we know your story, how you got started with Toastmasters. I know our listeners would love to hear, exactly why and how you became involved in Toastmasters.
It's all my husband's fault. He says he created a monster, but my husband and I met. He was already involved in district leadership at the time. And when I met my husband, I went to several different events with him. Never actually went to a Toastmaster meeting, but went to a lot of contests they were having at the time, went to a conference, things like that. So I got involved in Toastmasters kind of through the back door rather than first being able to go to a meeting. And I saw a lot of fun. I saw the quality of people that were in Toastmasters. And then I went to my first Toastmaster meeting with my husband.